Texans are a solid football team. They're not great. They definitely have their blemishes. But they are such a darn good football team. And there is such a huge game this weekend. Them and the Jags. I can't tell you the last time I've been so excited for an AFC South game that isn't actually a Colts game. And that's something I do want to bring up. Just because I'm a Colts fan doesn't mean I'm going to, ignore what the rest of the AFC South is doing. The Jags absolutely got the job done versus the Titans. They looked like the Jags they did before the Niners, before the bye week. We will have to see the Jags continue to find a way to be consistent because that's been their problem, inconsistencies. They've had tough games here and there. They've been fortunate to come out winning, but nonetheless, they're winning. But they have a piping hot football team right in their tails. Texans are right there, and they're not going to back down. It's not going to be a cakewalk for the Jaguars. And Trevor Lawrence is going to have to put together another great performance like he did last year. What do you have? 2 passing and 2 rushing touchdowns. That's by far the best performance he has had so far this year. He has struggled at times this year. He's been inconsistent. But Trevor Lawrence has been a good quarterback, a very good quarterback. He's not great. He hasn't been great or, awesome, but he's been very good. He's been more than enough. What the Jaguars need. Maybe not more than enough. He's been pretty good, though. And he finally put a full game together. And the Titans suck when they're not at home, though. I've noticed that, man. Every time the Titans go and travel, they are 100 times worse. But the Texans are a solid football team. I kind of got off topic there. The Texans are a good football team, though. I would not be shocked if they win the AFC South. Would not at all. Now, I want to talk about the last game versus the Cardinals. As you see, they're on a 3-game winning streak. Beat Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, Arizona. None of those teams are cakewalks. If you look at the Cardinals' record, you can be like, yeah, they're a cakewalk. They're not. They play hard every single week, and as you saw, they got 3 interceptions off of CJ Stroud. What really impresses me, I think a really big sign of a really good football team is when they could win a game even when they're making a lot of mistakes, even when they're not playing their best. They still find a way to win. And that they did. They did that versus the Cardinals. I said going into that game, watch out, this game is a trap game. It has trap game written all over it. It's a young team coming off a huge win versus Joe Burrow. It's a young football team, and they, it just had trap game written all over it. And the Cardinals gave them a fight there at the end. I believe the Texans were just up 21-10 at one point. It was looking like the Texans were going to comfortably win it. But CJ Stroud ended up throwing 3 picks, but CJ Stroud was still able to do what he needed to do, still won a game, even when he hasn't looked his best. The Texans, man, they are a solid football team. They are sneaky. Coming into this year, I've said the Texans are my sneaky team of the year. That is a new thing from me. I'm gonna have a sneaky team of the year award, and I'm gonna do the prediction every single year. I actually really like that sneaky team of the year award. I think, and if there's an award for that, the Texans would be that, because they're sneaky. And like I said, they definitely have their flaws, they definitely have their blemishes, but like their defense, their defense is gonna allow a lot of yards. But their defense is also going to get a lot of turnovers. Jalen Petrie, a dog. All right. The defensive line, Will Anderson is a dog. He's great. And absolutely love what we're seeing from this Texans team. And they're young. They're only going to get better. D'Amico Ryans has instilled a culture, has instilled accountability, and something we've never really seen out of a Texans team. Even when they had Deshaun Watson, they weren't this good. Even when they had that really good defense with Watson, they weren't this good. Bold take. Hot take here. CJ Stroud is better than Deshaun Watson when Watson was in Houston playing his best. I'm willing to say that right now. I'm willing to say that. But Texans are a solid football team. 3-game winning streak. They're coming for that crown. They're coming for the AFC South crown. Will they win it? I don't know. They're going to have to beat the Jaguars this week. And to be honest with you, I might end up picking the Jaguars in that game. I want to pick the Texans, and I love the story, but I think I'm probably going to end up picking the Jaguars. I don't know yet, so stay tuned for our weekly predictions. All right.